In the last module, we have explored the dependency injection and inversion of control pattern. And now, in this module, we will implement the course list page. Let me show you what we are going to achieve. Well, as soon as the user will tap some specific category from this list view, then we will navigate the user to some other page. And there, he or she can see the list of codes that belongs to the particular category. So first of all, we need another page and page model. What I'm going to do is, I will right click on this pages folder, and there, I need to add a content page and name it course list page. Alright, here we go. Now for every page, we have to add the page model as well. So let's add a new class in this page models folder and name it course list page model. Now, in the category page model, we need to handle the list view selection. Well, in normal XAML Forms application, we mostly add the selection event of list view in the code behind file. But this time, we are working with the MVVM, and we cannot use the event click in the code behind. So, let's simply add a property by using the snippet prop full and hit tab. Now just make the return type of this property to category, because we need to send the category object to other page when we press the list view cell. Alright, now just name this field to selected category and name this property to selected category. Alright, let's go to the category page, because there we need to bind the selected item of the list view with this selected category property. So here, we are on the category page, and inside this list view, let's add a selected item property and then bind it with the selected category property that comes from our category page model. Now let's jump back to the category page model, and there we need to add some code so that when we press the list view cell, then we can jump to some other page. So here in the setter of this property, let's add the code for page model navigation, and that is core methods dot push page model, and then we need to pass the name of page model where we want to navigate, and that is course list page model. Alright, and finally we need to pass the value of the list view cell that we have selected. So let's pass this selected category here. We just need to check the null before this code, and that is if the selected category is not null, then execute this navigation code. Now we need to go to the course list page model, and there we need to accept the selected category parameter that we will pass from this category page model. So here we are on the course list page model, and now the first thing I'm going to do is I will inherit this class from fresh base page model that comes from this namespace, and right after that let's add an override initialize method that will accept the parameter from our category page model. Alright, here we go. Now we know that when we pass the value from category page model to this course list page model, then it will be an object of type category. So here, first of all, I'm going to add a field of type category and name it category. Then in this override initialize method, let's assign this object to this field, and we will get an error because we need to cast this object to the category class. And here we go. Now let's run this application. And here on the categories page, we are getting the categories in the list view. Okay, now let's add a breakpoint with this init method that's present in the course list page model. And if we press the category cell, then you will see that the call hits the breakpoint. And you can also see that we're getting the following record as a parameter. Let's continue this, and here we go. We are on the course list page. Alright, now we are going to add the UI of this course list page. So let me stop this execution, and let me tell you that I have attached a source file along with this video. So all you need to do is just download this file and just copy the source code. Alright, I'm going to copy the source code of this XAML. And then in the course list page, let's paste this code. Now we're going to consume the API. So in the course page model class, we will do the similar things that we have done on the category page model class. Like we have used the constructor injection, we have called the API and store the result in the observable collection. And we are going to do the same thing on this course list page model class. So here in this course list page model class, let's add an observable collection of type quote and name it quotes. Then let's add a private field of type iREST_service and name it _REST_service. Right after that, I'm going to add a constructor by using the snippet that is CTOR and hit tab. And here we go. Now in this constructor, let's pass the parameter of type iREST_service and name it REST_service. And finally, let's assign this parameter to this field. So we have done the constructor injection. Now we're going to consume the API. But before this, just instantiate this observable collection. Alright, now here in this initialize method, I'm going to use this _REST_service, and with that, we can pick the getQuotes method. And this getQuote method will take a one parameter of string type. And we need to pass the category title here. So all we need to do is just use this category field, and with that, we can access this title property. Now this is an async method. So let's use the await keyword here and also make this initialize method asynchronous. This method will return the list of quotes. So we need to capture the result in some variable, and I'm going to name it quotes. Then we need a for each loop for iteration because we want to add the record in this observable collection one by one. So let's add a for each loop. And let's add the quote in this quotes observable collection. Now that's all from this course list page model class. And it's time to add some code in the course list page. So I will copy this quotes collection property, and then in the course list page, let's add an item source property of the list view and bind it with the quotes observable collection that comes from the course list page. Also, we need to bind the model properties so that we can get the data in these labels. I'm going to the quote model class, and there we have different properties. At this moment, we only need two properties, and these are author and description, because we need that kind of design in which we can only display the author and the description. So let's bind the author and description in the quotes list page. Here in the quotes list page, I'm going to bind this label text property with the description. And then let's bind this label text property with the author that comes from the model class. So that's all. And now it's time to run this application. And here we go. Our application is loading, and we will get the categories in this list view. Now if we press this category, then it will take us to the quotes list page. And there we can get the quotes that belongs to this category that we have selected. Alright, that's awesome. So that's all from this module, and I will see you in the next section.